So welcome to my math lab for this summer course, summer 2018. You're going to need to go into your web browser, and then I have a bookmark for my math lab. The web address is in the syllabus and on the my math lab instruction sheet. So you're going to go to my math lab. If you've never used it before, you need to register now and click student. If you're already registered, then you need to sign in with your Pearson account. So sign in using your same username and password. And after you sign in, then you're going to be asked to choose a course, and the one you're going to choose is Hill 81468. So that's the course ID for this MyMathLab course. And then you're going to be asked to pay. If you can't pay right now, please get access anyway, and you can have 14 days of free temporary access by making that selection at the bottom of the screen where you're asked to pay. So please don't hesitate to get signed up because you don't have the money right now. So don't delay. You need to get started right away. So here's how it's going to look when you open my math lab. This is called the home page. So it's also labeled button number 1. And these symbols mean those buttons are hidden from the student, so they're only on my screen. So you're going to see button number 1, the home page, and let's talk a little bit about the home page. Across the top here, there are announcements, the first thing. So whenever I make new announcements, they'll show up here. The next thing you see is this calendar ribbon, that this is the days of this week, and you'll see there's an announcement that I put. Today is Saturday, June 2nd. If you want to see what's coming ahead, you scroll to the right arrow and go forward in time in the calendar, and you can see that assignments start being due Tuesday the 12th. So you cannot wait to get started. So there's assignments due pretty much every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and some Sundays. So you really can't take days off from this summer course. It goes at twice the speed of a normal class. So then when you get to button number 2, that is where you're going to see the course documents that I've already sent to you also, but I wanted them to be here for your reference. Really suggest that you print them out and have them in your math binder, which I do strongly suggest that you create, and have pages for taking notes, pages for your homework, and pages for your quiz work so that you can find things later to study and use for reference. The next button is button number 3, and this is where all the learning help is available, and I'd really suggest you work on learning the concept before jumping right to the homework, but it really is up to you. So to use this learning help, if you want to learn about chapter 2, section 2.3, all of these different media types are available to you. So if we select all and say find now, it will show you everything that's available. So for this section, there's a chapter test prep video some students find helpful. There's the section video lecture that students often find helpful, and you can see it's brief. It's only 8 minutes, 32 seconds. Then you can have a link to the textbook. So this is the digital textbook that is within my math lab, but I'm hoping you've also bought a paper copy of the textbook from the bookstore so that you have it to find things easier than in the digital book. Then there's also shorter videos that are just one topic each. So those are all the resources you have for this particular section. Then there are also PowerPoint slides. These are created with the intent of a teacher being able to use them in a classroom, but I make them available to you in case that fits your learning style. Some students find having the high points picked out in PowerPoint slides makes it easier for them to take notes, so these are also available for you to help you learn. Then button number 5, this is where you're going to go pretty much every day during this summer course to get your work done. That's how you get credit for the class and how you earn points. The most important thing on this page is you have to click on this button that says homework and select all assignments. Otherwise, do you see you only saw the homeworks when you first go to this page? So when I first go there, I see homework only. So you'll miss quizzes unless you click all assignments, then you'll be able to see all of the assignments in sequence. So please make sure you do that every time you go to the homework page. So I've added it to the name of the button. Click on the homework button and select all assignments to try and remind you. This is one of the more common issues we have getting started with the MyMathLab class. So button number 6 is where you'll go after you've taken a quiz and you can review your quiz. You go into review mode and all the helps are available that are available when you're working on homework. Then button number 7 is optional. It's your personalized study plan, and MyMathLab is creating it for you as you go. Some students find this really helpful for review to keep all the concepts fresh in their mind as they go. They're very brief little mini lessons to just keep things fresh in your mind. Then button number 8 is also going to be important for you. You're going to need to go at least twice a week into the discussion board, and this is required. It's not optional. It's something that we are actually required to do by the federal government to make sure this is actually an online learning class and not a correspondence course. So you're going to start in week 1 and introduce yourself, and this header material is the same every week of please keep your comments positive and thoughtful, and there's some netiquette rules, so please read those, and basically they say just be polite and considerate. So there's a prompt for each discussion board, and it says introduce yourself and post by Thursday of the first week and comment by Monday of the following week. So that's going to be the pattern. I try to have things be in a pattern so that you can get used to the pattern and know every Thursday a discussion board post is due, and every Monday comments to your classmates are due on the discussion board. So on my website, you can read about me and my background if you click here. I'm looking forward to getting to know you, so please don't delay in getting your introduction post so that we can all get to know each other a little bit. Then the next button is movies that I've made, and I already have a lot of them here from questions students have asked me in the past. So this is where I'll be posting movies. If you ask me a question and I make a new movie for you, I also post it here for all of your classmates to be able to see. Then button number 10, I have students tell me this is really helpful to them. This is advice from my former students, copied and pasted from them, and you'll see I ask you in the last discussion board to give me feedback and advice for my next class. So this is from actual students of the class. Some of them, for instance, Craig, actually took 2 online courses from me, so I would definitely pay attention to what he has to say. And you'll see that they repeat a lot. And one of the biggest comments is, don't get behind, don't get behind, do not get behind. So please heed that advice from former students. And then when it gets to be closer to time for the midterm, I'll have midterm review materials available for you, but that doesn't come until week 5. So let's just go ahead and get started. So you're going to go to button number 1. Start on the home page, read any announcements, look and see what's due. And the nice thing is from the calendar ribbon, if you go to the date, it'll show you all the things that are due, and you can actually click there to go right to the assignment. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what an assignment looks like. So let me pick one that has some math in it actually. And you'll notice that before you can work on assignments, you have to complete the assignment previous. I can bypass this, but you're going to have to complete 70% of each assignment before you can move on to the next one. So let's notice that sections 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3 aren't represented because that's review material that's supposed to be already known. So it's available in the textbook for you if it isn't familiar to you or it's been a long time. So feel free to review that. And in fact, quiz 1 will be testing your knowledge on that prior material. So here's the first homework assignment for this summer math class. Math D is in section 1.4. And what I want to show you here on this homework assignment is this question help button. So if you click on question help, it has various help aids available. This question happens to be a vocabulary question, so it doesn't have as many helps available as a math question will. So here's a math question. And we have a tool called Help Me Solve This. And Help Me Solve This brings you to a step-by-step walk through this problem with helpful explanations and you are participating in solving the problem and figuring out how to work it. So that's helped me solve this. If you use this tool, you do have to do another problem correctly in order to get credit for it. You can see the red X here says it's marked as incompleted, and so you'll have to do another one at the end and get credit for that problem. View an example is a similar problem, so you can see how it's x over a number, but a different number. X over another number, but a different number, minus a different number. So it's similar, but not exactly the same. And so again, it will walk you through the solution, but you don't participate. You're just seeing the step-by-step. So when you're using that tool, you don't have to do another one correctly. So some people actually like to do how I do with 2 screens and have one with the step-by-step view and example as they're working through the problem. Animations, someone else is working through the problem and showing you how it's done on a whiteboard and talking and narrating what they're doing. And a lot of students find that a helpful way to learn how to do this particular problem. As you can see, it's somewhat slow loading. So especially if you have iffy Wi-Fi or any other transmission issues, it's going to be kind of a long process. So I'll let you check that out. Then this is the textbook. Then Ask My Instructor pops open an email already pre-addressed to me. All you do is enter your question here. You do have to enter a question. If I get a blank one, I will send it back and ask you what your question is. And then when you send, it sends it right to my email, and it sends me a link to this problem so I can see exactly what you're working on and be much more helpful to you than if you just type a question for me. Then you also are free to print problems, so you can print this question only or print the entire homework assignment if you prefer working on paper and typing the answers in. Some students do this so they can work on their breaks at work or in other places where they don't necessarily have their device. So once you finish your homework assignment, make sure you save it so that your results are saved, and you can see the results here. If you get a problem incorrect, you'll have a red X. If you get it done correctly, it will have a green check. And then notice the little reminders here that says you have to score at least 70% on this assignment before you can go to the next homework assignment and before you can go to the mini quiz. So after each homework assignment, I've created what I call a mini quiz. So after you finish the homework, you go to the mini quiz, and it's just a really brief check of how did you do learning this material. So it's only 7 questions and is designed to take 20 minutes or less. And it's just an opportunity to test yourself without all the helps available and see how you do. So that's a mini quiz. And that's MyMathLab introduction. So please let me know if you have any questions about how to navigate or where things are. Please spend some time, at least an hour, clicking through all the buttons and all the submenus and finding out where things are and getting familiar with the navigation so that you'll feel really comfortable and fluent with using the program once the class actually starts. So I'm looking forward to working with you. Professor Hill out.